In this video, I want to break down the difference between inbound and outbound marketing, because at the end of the day, they're two very unique, different pieces. Now, inbound marketing is marketing that essentially comes to us, right? This is website leads. Website lead could come through Google AdWords or pay-per-click marketing or SEO. Because if you simply have a website, but you're not driving traffic to it, your website's just sitting, right? So you're gonna quickly learn after you have a website in place, well, what am I gonna do to get my website and get my message in front of the right audience? The quickest call to action is to launch a Google AdWords campaign, which comes with a pretty hefty price tag. SEO is more of a long-term game where you start to bookmark your website through different search engines so that in turn they can all point back in the world wide web of things where the web crawlers can connect from one site to another, linking similar sites all together uniquely, building off of domain authority and other similar things on the back end that help to rank your site to eventually hit the first page. If you're not on the first page, you're likely not going to get a whole lot of attention. Now, whenever somebody comes to our website, they're raising their hand. They're going to Google saying, hey Google, how do I sell my house fast? Or how can I find a company that buys houses near me? Sellers clearly raising their hand, looking for answers, where they go to Google, the largest search engine in the world, to look for that answer, right? So we see a much higher conversion rate with the inbound leads because these sellers already identified the need to sell, identified a problem, and they're coming to us looking for help. Where on the other side of the spectrum, the outbound leads would be considered to be cold calls, SMS or text marketing, direct mail pieces, where we're essentially reaching out to the seller. Let's say we're making a cold call. Hey, Mr. Seller, I know this call's out of the blue. Just wanted to reach out and see if you might entertain an offer on 123 Main Street, the house that I see you own, right? Where we're reaching out to them, asking if they would be interested in selling. Now, if you think about it, the amount of people and conversations that you have to talk to for the outbound leads is going to be significantly more than people that are already raising their hand looking for answers to their problem, right? So when we're looking at the big picture of things, our outbound marketing, we look at roughly a 1 in every 50 leads to convert to a contract. Where the inbound marketing, 1 in every 10 to 12 leads max should convert to a contract. So when you really break these numbers down, we know that it takes 50 leads, 50 cold calls, 50 SMS messages. Now, when it comes to direct mail, the numbers might be a little bit lower than that, but 50 leads that we got in contact with to lead to a contract or conversion. Where the website, for every 10 to 12 leads that come through our ecosystem, we know that we should be able to pull out at least one contract as long as our sales process is built out and efficient. Now, there's a couple marketing methods that might drop in the middle of this, such as bandit signs. Where the bandit sign, we're actually putting out there, we're posting it out in public, right? So it's got the application piece, but in the same frame, the people are calling the sign, therefore they're reaching out to us, which makes the bandit sign a little bit more of an inbound lead because the person saw the sign, they saw our message, and they're reaching out to us looking for answers. So when you're looking at the big picture of things, it is super important to understand the ebbs and the flows and the sales process that you're building out inside of each one of your sellers' pipelines. Obviously, inbound leads are going to convert far greater than the outbound leads where we're calling other people asking, hey, do you want to sell your house? Both methods still work at the end of the day, but it's really up to the investor and how they build out their unique processes to figure out which type of marketing method works for them. Now, in the early process of any venture, I always suggest starting with one marketing method and becoming a master at that method before trying to take on too much. Because very often, new wholesalers get in the industry and you get shiny object syndrome where we're chasing down that next latest, greatest marketing technique, never really mastering one. So if I could go back 5 years ago and talk to my old self when I was first starting off in the industry, it would be to become an expert at that one thing. And instead of just chasing all these different new opportunities, really hunkering down, building out an efficient process. And once you have that process mastered, then handing it off to a virtual assistant or somebody else that can carry it through, giving you the time, flexibility, and freedom to step out and build a new pillar in your marketing mix. Now, we have a lot of in-depth specific videos around every single part of these marketing techniques. If you need help cold calling, we have plenty of cold calling modules built out inside of our content. We have direct mail training. We have Google SEO, podcast interviews, and a lot of different opportunities for new investors to get in the fold so that you can master your process and build out an efficient system so that you can start to build that momentum and ultimately scale your real estate investing business. So the question really comes to you on what type of marketing method do you want to apply inside of your business. Now, we are in the new data-driven world where at the end of the day, the companies that have the best data usually win, right? So a lot of public access to information, sellers' numbers, and a lot of different marketing mixes. I suggest you do your own research, get in the trenches, and take massive imperfect action. Remember, great things happen at the edge of your comfort zone. So get out there, close some deals.